Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's session agenda is to cover how to submit ESS job from Oracle integration, and also we can see how to retrieve the status of the ESS job. In my previous video, I explained how to create an ESS job. Now we will go over how to retrieve the input values from the ESS job and start building the integration. Now I'm going to show you the ESS job as we created in my previous session. In order to check the ESS job, we have to go to the setup and maintenance. Okay. Click on the task, set, manage interface scheduler, supply chain management. Okay. So let me search with the job which I created, ESS demo. Okay, let me edit. So we have to note down the couple of values which we can refer these values in the OIC integration, right? In order to trigger this ES job from OIC integration, first you have to note down the short name, right? Your ES job short name, test ESS job, and also you have to note down the test. Okay, the path, complete path. The path will be your Oracle path. I will show you where we exactly create this path. Okay. So, and also we created a parameter, right? Supplier name is a parameter. We are going to pass this value as a Dell computers. Okay. So this is the request payload which we are going to use in this integration. Okay. This is the report definition that we get from the ESS job, and also report package, right? In the report package, we have defined as a test, but it will start with the Oracle apps ESS custom. Okay. This is the default one, and we are passing as the ESS parameter as the Dell computer. Okay. So we can use this payload in our integration. So in this requirement, we are going to create a app.dot integration, and we will create a request payload, and also we will get the response as the request ID and the status of the ESS job. We will trigger the ESS job using different methods. Either we can go for the REST API or SOAP adapter, or you can go for the EBS adapter. In this integration, we are going to create a Oracle EBS adapter to expose the ESS job. Okay. So now I'm going to create a connection. So basically I'm going to create a ERP connection, right? You have to search with ERP, right? Oracle ERP cloud connection to invoke the ESS job. Okay. So I am going to give name as demo Oracle demo Fusion SaaS Fusion application. Okay. You can give any name. Okay. You can take the role as trigger and invoke. Click on create. Okay. Here you can provide your host name, your username and password. Okay. Let me provide these details. Now I have provided the details. Let me test this. Connection is successful. Save it. So go back. Let me start create a integration. So in this example, we are going to create a app.dot orchestration, and we are going to configure the request and response payload. Okay. Demo submit ESS job. Okay. Click on create. Okay. So we are going to configure the request and response payloads, right? So you have to take the REST connection. So already created a REST connection. We can use that REST connection. We can configure the request and response payload, right? Let me click on the REST connection. So here I'm going to give submit ESS job. Okay. Click on continue. Okay. I'm going to use the post method. So I'm going to configure both request and response payload. Click on OK. So I can give the method name as submit ESS job. OK. Click on continue. OK. Now I'm going to configure the request payload. Right. You can select the JSON sample. Click on inline. Okay. Here we are passing report definition, report package, and ESS parameters. Okay. This is my request payload. Continue. Click on continue. Again, I'm going to configure the response. Okay. Click on inline. Here we are going to get process ID. Okay. Let me make it as 1, 2, 3. And also we need a status of the integration. Right. In case of success, we have to give the success status. In case of failure, we have to give the failure status. Okay. So I can mention success. Okay. Okay. This is my response payload. Click on continue. Continue. Finish. Let me save it. Okay. So the moment you configure the REST trigger, automatically mapper will come by default. Okay. This is the last section where we are going to configure the mapping. Okay. So now we are going to call the our Oracle ERP adapter connection. Right. We already created one connection, demo fusion application. Click on here. So we have to give the configuration details. Submit ESS. Okay. ESS job. Invoke. Okay. Click on continue. You have to select the option query, create, update, or delete information. Click on continue. Now you can search by the services. So I'm going to search with the integration service. So ERP integration service, you can select this. So once you select the ERP integration service, here you have to select the respective operation. Okay. Here our operation is submit ESS job request. Okay. We are submitting the ESS job, right? So you have to select this operation. Okay. Once you selected, continue and finish. Save it. Okay. Now we can start doing the mapping. Edit. Okay. You have to map to the report definition to job definition name, report package to job package name. So our parameters to parameter list. Okay. In case of you have a multiple parameters, you can give the multiple parameters. Okay. Validate. Okay. Okay. Now what I can do? I can do the mapping here. Okay. So this is the response. Okay. So submit in ESS job invoke response. You will get the result. Result is the process ID. Okay. Status, if you want, we can make it as a for success for now. Okay. Success. Okay. Validate. Now I'm going to enable the tracking variables. Okay, save it. Let me run this integration. What is going to happen? Okay, let me go back. So let me activate the integration. Let me keep on the debug mode. Activate. Let me run the integration. Click on run. See, now the process ID is submitted. This is the process ID. So we can connect to the Fusion application. We can see the process ID. Okay. So you have to go to the schedule process. Okay. 6567754. Can you see this? So the process ID has been submitted. Okay, it's got added out. But how to check the status of this process ID? Okay, this is our next requirement. Okay, so we can see the error. There is some issue in the environment. Okay, so the error is there is some that's digital signature issue, but we can try in other environment. Okay, so our next requirement too, we have to get the status of the ESS job from the OIC integration. Now we can see the ESS job status. Either it could be succeeded or error. Now we need to develop the logic to continuously monitor the status of the ESS job until it's completed. How to handle that? Let me deactivate the integration. We can make the changes. Okay. So whenever you are calling any ERP adapter or any REST APIs, the best practice is to keep these actions inside the scope activity. Alright, so that we can capture the exceptions. Right. So what I'm going to do? So I'm going to take a scope activity. Okay, I'm going to put here. So I'm giving the name as ES Job Submission Scope. Okay. So I'm moving these two actions inside the scope. In order to do that, we have a cut and paste options available in generation 3. You can click on the cut, you can paste it. And this one also you can cut here, you can paste. Okay, save. So when you submit the ESS job, it will generate the process ID. But the process ID is generated within the scope. So you cannot use that variable within your mapping, right? So in order to handle that, you have to declare a variable, right? So what I'm going to do, you can take a assign activity. There I'm going to declare a variable. I can use this variable inside the scope to capture this process ID value. Alright. So what I'm going to do, where process ID. Okay. And I'm going to declare some more variables. Where underscore ESS job status. Okay. Where underscore status. Integration status. This is the final status. Save. Okay. So I'm going to capture this process ID here. Again, I'm going to take the assign activity. Assign process ID. Okay. You can click here on this. You can take the variable where underscore process ID. So you are going to assign the process ID from the submit ESS of invoke response. Okay. Take here, you can select the result. Okay. save it. Okay, you can capture the process ID here. Okay, now our next action is to get the status of this process ID. How to do that? Right, so we have to check the status of the process ID till it's completed, right? Either it's completed or errored out. Now I'm going to take one more scope activity to check the ESS job status, right? So what we can do, click on action, take the scope here, scope ESS job status scope. Okay, now we have to call the Oracle ERP adapter to check the status of the ESS job, but our requirement is to we have to check the status till ESS job is completed. So to check that condition, so it's basically retry option. All right, in order to handle the retry, you have to take the while, right? You can check the while loop. Okay, so what I am going to do in the while loop, we have a declare a variable. All right, so here ESS job status. If in case ESS job is not completed, okay, we need to check once again multiple times, right? So what I am going to do, let me click on the developer mode. Okay, so if you give this while loop condition like where underscore ESS job status not equal to completed, means this while loop keep repeating until the status is completed. Okay, so this is the while loop, while check status. Okay, save. Okay, within the while loop, I am going to call Oracle ERP adapter once again to check the status. Okay, here ES job status. Okay, click on once again. You can select the first option, continue. Here you can specify the services. Here you can query with the integration, ERP integration service. Now you have to select the, once you select the ERP integration service, then you have to select the operation. Okay, so my operation is status. We have to check the status, right? Get ESS job status. Okay, select that, continue, finish. Now we have to pass the process ID to the ESS job. Already we have assigned the process ID to the one of the variable, right? Let's open the mapper. So process ID is equal to request ID. Okay, validate. Go back. Okay. So what we can do, in case your ESS job status response is successful, right? We have to capture that status. In case of failure, we have to capture the failure status. All right. So in case of the ESS job is not completed, we have to repeat the loop once again to check the status. Right, so this loop is keep repeating until the report status is completed. That's why we are checking the condition here in the while loop. We are checking the condition. Okay, your ESS job status not equal to completed. That means this loop is keep repeating until the status is completed. Okay, So now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to take the switch activity. Okay. So based on the ESS Job status response, we have to update the variable, right? So what I'm going to do, so you have a ESS Job response, right? In case of your result is succeeded, okay, your result is succeeded, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign the variable status to completed. Okay, we have a declared variable ESS job status, right? I'm making as a completed. Okay, save. Because if you check the while loop, right, we are also checking the condition. We are telling that repeat the loop till it is not completed, right? Once it completed, it will exit from the loop. Okay, so whenever you get a successful response, we are assigning the your status to completed. Okay, this is, you can name, change the name, status update, success status. Okay, update. And also I am taking the final status, right? So we have a integration status variable. Okay, we have declared a variable where underscore integration status. So your integration status I am taking from the ESS Job status response. Okay, result, save it. So in case of any errors, right, we have to handle the error also, right? So what we can do, click on here, add one more route. Okay, this is for error update. Error update. Okay, so in case your ESS Job status result is error, then what we can do, okay, okay, I'm going to take a assign activity. Okay, here I'm updating that your ES job status to be completed, because in case of error also I don't want to repeat the loop once again, right? So again, I'm for both success and failures, I'm making the ESS job status to completed. Okay, because in case of error also I don't want to repeat the loop, that's why I'm making the ES job status to completed. Okay, save it. Okay, we need one more variable, that is for integration status, right? You can check the integration status. In case of failure, you will get a failure response. Okay, from get ESS job status response, you can take the status. That's it. Save. Okay, okay. So now we are going to map the final values. Okay, so earlier we have hard coded the status value. Now we are going to map this value. Okay, so our integration status, you have to map with the status, right? Where underscore integration status, status, validate. Okay, back. So let's go through the integration ones. Okay, So we have created a trigger REST. Here we configure the request and response payloads. After that, we submitted the ESS job. We capture the process ID. Based on the process ID, we call the ESS job. Okay. So we will write a while loop to check the status of the ESS job till it's completed. Right. So the loop is keep repeating until the status is completed. Okay. After that, we are taking switch activity to check the success status. In case of success, we are updating the ESS job status to complete. In case of error also, we are updating the ESS job status to completed, because we don't want to repeat the loop in case of errors, right? Final, we are doing the mapping. So there is some errors. Let me see. Okay, here process ID, we can remove it. Already we have a variable declared, remove is. Okay, that's why we are getting error. Okay, take the process ID, validate, that's it. Okay, error got removed. Save it. Okay, so let's go back. So our integration is completed. Activate. So one more logic we have to mention here. Sometimes when you submit the integration, right, we have to wait for 1 or 2 seconds or 10 seconds. If here, come down. See, once you submit the ESS job, right, here you have to wait the process until 15 seconds. Right. So in order to handle that, what we can do, we have a wait option. Right. We can put the wait period for 15 seconds. Okay. Take this wait. Okay. Once you submitted, it's wait for 15 seconds. Okay, here you can mention the 15 seconds. That's it. Save. Okay, go back. Activate the integration. Activate. Let me run the integration. Run. Okay. This is the parameter. Let's run it. So integration is submitted. Let's wait for 2 seconds. So now integration is submitted. We got the error status. We know that there is some issue in the Fusion application, right? Even you can go to the here Fusion. You can check the status. Now you can see that the ESS submitted. It's got errored out. Okay, 6568004. Okay, same process triggered. We can see the status. Right. So let me change this ERP connection to other connection, and I will trigger the integration once again. So in order to do that, let's go back. Okay, so you have to deactivate the integration. To change the integration connection, we have an option called configure. Click on here, configure. Here you can change your connection name. Demo Fusion application basically have some issue. So what I am going to do, I'm going to replace with the new connection. Okay, ERP Fusion Oracle. Okay, save. So your connections are activated with the new ERP connection. Okay, let me go back. Again refresh. Let me activate the integration. Activate. Activation in progress. Run the integration with the new ERP connection. Okay, run. Process is running. So now you can see that process ID and the status is succeeded. Right. In other instance, the status is succeeded. So this is the process how we can create a ESS job, how we can submit from Oracle integration, how can we can get the status. Okay, so you can do the same practice. If you have any questions, please pin me in my channel. Okay, thanks.